Hello, it's me again from the past, bringing you pre-recorded content for you in the present while I am on vacation on the East Coast. And this should be an interesting topic. So at this point, Lovestruck has been out for a couple of days, so hopefully those of you who decided to buy it are enjoying it. But there's already a rumor going around about the next expansion pack, which will probably release in October or November this year. The theme may be the most random thing that they're doing for an expansion pack, and that is death. So, Simgrew Ninja appeared on one of Little Simsy's early access streams just in the chat for Lovestruck, the first one that she did, since she's done multiple of them now. So Twitter user Not Short and Sweet says, Ninja said on Lil Simsy's live stream that elders will die better soon, and when Hanford Hen asked for a screenshot or timestamp, they replied with about an hour and a half into the video. I didn't see the replay on the YouTube video, so I just went to her Twitch channel and found it, and sure enough, an hour and 32 minutes and 10 seconds, Simgrew Ninja says, but don't worry, elders will die better soon. First off, can we just address how wild of a statement that is? Die better soon? My goodness, Ninja, he's done this sort of stuff before. I even remember when they were keeping quiet about the next game pack at the time, which ended up becoming Dine Out, and he said like, oh, we're going to be serving up something soon, or something very similar to that wording, and that was like months before that one was announced. He did try saying later, meant that elders will love better soon, which I guess is not a false statement considering the theme of Lovestruck, but yeah, he's being cheeky, but he's still hinting at something at the same time. He's got a track record of this. However, while this is the only hint I've seen from a Maxis employee, we have some possible hints from the usual leakers. So when Hanford Hen tweeted about that Simgrew Ninja chat message, Cinematically quote tweeted it with the eyes emoji, and Cinematically has a really good track record of leaking stuff about the recent packs, so he's definitely backing up this one. Back in June, Hanford Hen did also tweet a picture of a graveyard with a few interesting emojis, eyes, the shush, and the gravestone, hinting that we may finally get an official graveyard venue after a decade, and probably funerals as an event as well. Earlier this month, Hanford Hen said, anyways, bring on the second expansion for this year, and Cinematically quote retweets saying, honestly, I would die for another expansion pack this year. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about this, but in the Behind the Sims livestream from January 2023, near the beginning, they had a brief cameo from the Grim Reaper, and it seemed just out of place, and still hasn't really led up to anything yet. So were they possibly hinting at a Death expansion pack that far in advance? I'm just gonna replay that clip right now.
But before we jump in, let's take a moment to look back on what's been going on these past few months within the Sims universe.
Yeah, that does seem very random. Maybe they were planning on putting out a Death expansion pack last year, but then for whatever reason it got delayed? I don't know. But I don't think I've ever been more skeptical of an expansion pack theme for The Sims 4 than this one. Like, okay, for a game pack, that would make sense. I mean, we had a whole game pack for weddings, so a whole game pack for death and funerals makes sense. But again, it's like another game pack theme. It seems like they're gonna stretch out into $40 US. Lovestruck already felt like such a big stretch to me to make an expansion pack, but this seems even worse. I just don't know how much else they could really do to even remotely make it make sense for an expansion pack. If it had more focus on Elders too, like with the comment that Simgrew Ninja made, then okay, I know a decent amount of people have been asking for a retirement home, so maybe it could be centered around just towards the end of life and not just death itself, then I could sort of see it, but I also not sure how many things they really could add for elders. Like, yeah, there's the canes that they had in The Sims 3 Generations, and they don't necessarily just have to be for elders this time around. And maybe they could bring back My Shuno, like that game from The Sims 2, where it's kind of like bingo. I mean, especially since we have San My Shuno, it would be kind of funny to have. But one thing I've been hoping that they would bring back for a while was that with the community stuff pack vote, the one that ended up becoming Nifty Knitting Stuff, there was like a death theme, and one of the ideas was to become a Reaper as a freelancer career, and that just sounds so interesting. Like a new idea, but sounds like one that could be very compelling, maybe even lift the curtain a bit for like who the Grim Reaper is and go a bit more in depth with his lore. And maybe you could have a world that's kind of like the realm of magic, except better. And it could be where the Grim Reaper actually comes from, and there could be like a headquarters or something where you have the other Sims working under him. But they would need to, I think, make it so that there's some kind of option to include and exclude certain Sims from dying while you play in that career. I wouldn't mind randomly generated townies being involved with getting their souls reaped, but I don't want to do that to the pre-made Sims or even my own Sims. But yeah, at least that is one thing that I could imagine having a bit more appeal. As someone who very rarely lets their Sims die, this expansion pack seems like it would bring almost literally nothing for me if it was just about death and funerals. Maybe there'd be some nice creative sim and build by, and perhaps they could throw in a couple of gameplay objects that have a high risk of dying, like a skydiving simulator with some danger element to it. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it would really do all that much for players who don't really like having their Sims die and play with aging off. But feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about the idea of a death expansion pack? Maybe there's just some ideas that I'm missing here, especially considering death is not a theme that I think about much apart from that Grim Reaper freelancer career idea. And then it could make more sense as an expansion pack than just a game pack, because I don't think game packs are coming back anytime soon. But yeah, with that, be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to y'all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!